Hi everyone! So for today's video I am going to be doing a wear and tear video on my Phillip Lim Pashli. This video has been requested a couple times by a few of you and I am so sorry that it took me so long to get around to doing it. So I'm going to do it today and hopefully it will help those of you who had asked about how this bag was holding up. Hopefully it'll help you out. So we'll just get right into it. Before I zoom in closer, I just wanted to show from further back that the sides here over time, I've had this bag for about a year and a half and I do rotate my bags quite a bit, so this isn't constant everyday wear and tear, but it's the wear and tear that I've experienced as having this bag in my regular rotation. So the sides have gotten a bit smooshier. Oops, sorry. They've kind of sunken in there a bit, which is really nice. I wasn't sure if a textured leather would break in, but it has, and I really like how the leather has become softer. So let's just zoom in now and I can go over the wear and tear on the different parts of this bag. The first question people usually ask me about the wear and tear on this bag is how the corners are holding up. So here is the bottom. It has no scratches or anything and there aren't any protective feet, so it's always just the bottom of the bag is touching whatever surface you put it on, but there is no scratches or visible marks on there. And the corners as well, make sure we're getting in focus. Here we go. Still look amazing, I think. There is the one. This one. Sorry, you're gonna have to bear with me on the auto or the manual focus here. There's been no like splitting or anything of the glazing on the corners either. They've held up really well. This one, and then this one. One other thing I will say about this bag is I got this, it was on sale, it was the very last one and it was the floor model. So I got the one that was handled by every single other person that came into the store to look at this bag. So it does have more significant scratches on the hardware than one had that would have been brand new out of the plastic from the back. I did ask if they had another one in the back, but they didn't. So this is probably the most extreme amount of wear and tear on the lock that you're going to see. And I honestly didn't do any of it. Well, that's not true. I probably did like hairline ones, but like the big marks and stuff, they were there when I already got the bag. Let me just zoom in here for you. Okay, I think this is the best I'm going to get to focus, but these big scratches, they were here when I first bought the bag. I knew they were there. This bag, I got it on sale. I wanted it for months. I didn't care about the scratches on the hardware, to be honest. I do think getting hairline scratches on it is inevitable, but I don't think you'll see this kind of extreme scratching on it unless you're really rough locking and unlocking the bag. When you do unlock it here, let's see, there are like, there we go, see there's hairline fractures no, scratches, hairline scratches just from trying to line it up. I believe this is going to be inevitable no matter how often you use the bag. It's going to get scratched up unless you're not ever planning to lock it. But even if you leave it, sorry, that was a little violent. Even if you leave it down, it does kind of rub against it, you know, so wear and tear on there is inevitable. On the top part though, right there where nothing's rubbing, it still looks really brand new. There are a couple tiny hairline scratches, but I don't even know if they're really picking up. Well, I think they might be on camera. So that's really the wear and tear on my lock. And as I said, a lot of like the big scratches were there when I bought it. So just the hairline ones that are picking up there in the light, that's probably what you would expect if you had a brand new bag that no one else handled. Let me see if, oops. There is the locking mechanism and the screws. Everything is tight and nice, nothing's loose. So the hardware has held up extremely well, I think, aside from, you know, it getting scratches. But I think those scratches are basically going to be inevitable for the most part. Like the big ones are probably avoidable, but yes. As for wear on the flap itself, I did have one tiny nick on it that I can't even see now, and I don't even know how it came on there. I just noticed it one day. Now I can't even find it, so it wasn't apparently that noticeable anyways. This textured leather is amazing. It's held up beautifully. As I've said, there's been no cracking on the glazing or anything. I don't know. I think the handles have kind of changed color a tiny bit. Oops. Barely even noticeable, if at all, just from me holding them pretty much, I think, just from oils on my hands and stuff. So that's how the leather has held up. I will say the one part on this bag that had a lot of, I would say, unexpected wear and tear from me was this wraparound strap, which I don't even use anymore because I'm afraid that it's going to, let's see if we can get, I'm afraid that it's going to get even worse. So it has kind of started peeling, like, see right there? And it started doing this honestly pretty quickly after I got it. I was using this undo strap to seal up the handles every time I used it and undid it. And it honestly took quite a beating and got, yeah, there you go. See the peeling? So once I wrapped this around the one strap and never used it again, it hasn't gotten worse. I haven't wanted to keep using it randomly to see if it's gonna worsen, and like down here is still fine. There's no peeling or anything there. It's just, and I don't even know on the second hole, maybe a little bit right here it has the peeling, but honestly on the first hole is where it's the worst. And then the back, sorry, there we go. See, there's some peeling there, just around the holes. Just, honestly, it's just around the holes. I don't know if the textured leather likes being made with holes in it. I don't know, but that was really the most extensive wear and tear on this bag I found happened to this strap, which, I mean, now I just keep it wrapped up here. There, did you see when it went on, it kind of had some separation here? Not separation, peeling. Yeah, so I don't use this anymore because I'm worried it's going to get even worse. I just leave it like this. I mean, honestly, it doesn't affect or take away from the functionality of the bag at all, so I just leave it like that. All right, next we'll talk about the zippers, which these rings will kind of rotate in here. Like if you notice right here, it's thinner. So that's the part that should be under here to pull down and do up, because the other part is too big, and sometimes I haven't noticed, like if it was wedged in there and I opened and closed it, and it doesn't open very easily, and it just is horrible. So always make sure that you have like the little skinny part under the zipper where it should be. Another thing I kind of worried about was I was not sure if these would unravel, and so far mine haven't. They still look brand new. Honest to God, I barely ever use this bag with these unzipped, which lately I have started doing. So the last few times I've carried this bag, I will have these unzipped. So my bag isn't regularly zipped and unzipped, so this is just the wear on mine. Zippers are still very smooth, and then the leather panel in there. And pretty much exact same on this side. Again, just make sure the zipper is where it should be, no unraveling, and pulls down. Oops. There we go. So the inside panels here, they still look great. They don't have any scratches or anything from the zipper. One other place that I've noticed a lot of wear is right here on this, only this flap. Let me see if I can, oops, that's not the zoom. There we go. Okay, right there, see? Right there. The glazing is kind of rubbing, and it's making it have like a whitish color right there. And I think honestly the main reason for that is when I have this bag zipped up here, When I have this bag zipped up, this doesn't stick out straight. It's kind of been folded over. It's been like that since I got it. I am starting to carry it now with the flaps unzipped because I'm hoping to kind of flatten that out. I'll just show you on the other, on the other side here. See how it's, this is terrible filming right now. There we go. See how it's more straight? It's not like curved in. It just kind of tucks in like that. This one is more squished. So I honestly think this glazing is whitening because if you carry the bag with the flap tucked in, it rubs. So I think that is what that is from. It has not happened on, on this other flap at all. Let me just get in there with the wear. See, this one is still in great condition. I haven't noticed any peeling or anything on this one. So I think it's just because this one is kind of, well, squished, and so it rubs funny when I carry it with the flap inside. So if you're not gonna have them done up, and if your bag doesn't do this, it's probably not something you need to concern yourself with, because as I said, this side it hasn't happened to at all, and it looks like this when it's zipped up instead of the squished one. So there's something else to note. The panel though has no rubbing or anything on it. Another thing I was kind of worried about was I wasn't sure how well the inside would hold up, or the flap. I know sometimes when you have those flap tops, they kind of get creased and stuff, and there is a crease here. You can see from it being folded over, but it's not cracking or anything. There's no, oh my goodness, you can't see because it's not focused. There we go. There's no cracking or peeling or anything. It still looks great. So I think honestly, those are the main wear and tear places that I have noticed. Honestly, my main concern when I got this bag was the corners, but as I've showed you, they have held up amazing. The glazing still looks excellent everywhere. There has been, oh my goodness, there's been no snags or anything. This is not an easy bag to film the interior of. There we go. There's been no snags or anything of the satin lining, which is still beautiful. It's still really clean down there. This is just the seam where it's sewed together. It's not like an enormous snag. So that's great. Let's see if we can, the pocket zipper, which is the same as the outer ones. Also, oh my gosh, I'm sorry about the focusing. There we go. Also, not coming undone or anything. I've never used this pocket, so I don't see why there should be any wear on this at all, but there isn't any anyways. So that's basically it. Honestly, this bag has held up amazing, except for, honestly, the only quality disappointment I can say I have in this bag is just for this little tab, which, whatever, it really serves no function, and when you use it, it's actually more annoying to use the bag when you use this all the time anyways. That's just what I've discovered. Oh, that is the wear and tear I've had on this bag. As I've said, I've had it for about a year and a half, used it in my regular rotation, and I don't worry about it when I carry it. I don't baby it. She gets used just like all of my other bags. So I think this bag has held up beautifully. I have no regrets about purchasing it. It is an awesome bag. It holds everything that I carry perfectly, and just, it's a great one. If you were thinking about adding it to your collection but you were worried about it, don't be. This leather holds up and functions amazingly well. Really the only drawback I can see is if you have a problem with hardware scratches, I don't know, maybe you might want to stay away just for the purpose that it's gonna get scratched up here. I mean, it's gonna happen. It's probably not gonna look as bad as mine does, but hairline scratches and stuff are basically inevitable with this bag. But if you don't care about that, go for it. It's a beautiful bag. You won't be disappointed. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you have any other questions about areas on this bag that you were wondering about and I didn't cover, please feel free to ask in the comments below, and I will happily have a look and get back to you. But I think those were really just the main things that I've noticed on this bag. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.